a moment to get to know our recorder. As you see on this picture over here, we have the air channel. Notice there's a hole that goes through there and it comes out over here. This is the place where you put your mouth. And we also have the window where that comes out. We call this entire section the head joint. These first three fingers on the top and then the one on the bottom is for your left hand, not your pinky. We're in this middle joint where all the finger holes are. The remaining fingers are for your right hand. The remaining holes are for your right fingers. And then we have this foot joint with the bell on the end. Nice. Hello, friends. Today's the day. Let's talk about how to play the recorder. All right, we're going to be talking about embouchure and posture. First and foremost is, where do you place your hands? You see right here, you place your left hand on the top of the recorder. That means left hand, right? Right and left. Most of you write with your right hand. This makes an L. Left hand. Make sure it's closer to your head, the top of the recorder. Your left thumb, very important placement, should cover the hole underneath the recorder on the back side. So we have all of these holes across the top, and you have just one hole in the back. Your left thumb should go there. That's its home. Most of the time it's covering that hole, and it needs to cover it completely. All of these holes need to be covered completely. Okay. From there, index finger covers the first hole, middle finger covers the second hole, ring finger covers the third hole. We do not use our pinky on our left hand. It's like if you're sipping tea, it's very polite to leave the pinky up. I don't know why. Looks kind of weird. But anyway, left thumb on the back, index, middle, ring, left pinky not used. And you have to cover the holes with the balls of your fingers, not with the fingertips. If you see yourself trying to do this, it's not going to work because air is going to leak out and it's going to make this thing squeak and not make the note that's pleasing that you want to hear. So make sure you're using the balls of your fingers, that part right there. That is your left hand. That should just be the starting point. When you pick up your instrument, left hand goes right there. Let's move on. The right hand of the recorder is lower. It's below your left hand. Very important. Even if you're a left-handed individual, you're still, just get used to this. There's reasons why we can talk about later. Your index finger then should cover the next hole. Next hole, fifth finger. Next. And then your pinky on your right hand covers the seventh hole. And you might notice the sixth and the seventh hole have two holes each. And even then, this last one is kind of turned off to the side. Makes it easier for your pinky to kind of lay flat. So, and your right thumb goes underneath the recorder. And what I would say is, wherever you lay down your index and your middle finger on your right hand, wherever you just normally grab your thumb, that's about where you should leave it. Notice mine is between those two holes that I would cover, first two holes of my right hand. My right thumb should be anchored there. It's never going to move. It's because it's always going to be easy if I have to lift up, put it right back down. If I have to lift them up, whatever formation I do, I put it right back down. Okay. Take a moment to just get your fingers like this. Okay. Fancy word at the top. It's embouchure. It's a French word that has to do with how you place your mouth to the instrument. Any instrument that you put up to or slightly in your mouth, like a trumpet or a saxophone or a flute or whatever, you have to think about how you hold your lips, your tongue, your entire mouth to get the best sound possible. So if you look down here under lips, you place the mouthpiece, remember the mouthpiece, It's got this curved part right here. On your lower lip, and then just bring your upper lip down on top. For example, notice I'm not trying to place the instrument in my mouth. I definitely don't want to cover up the window here. So just very lightly down. That's it. Take a quick second and practice that. Notice how it's barely entering my mouth, but I don't want to leave it out here. It's not like a flute where you have to like that. It does. Your lips want to cover up this section where the air channel is on the mouthpiece. Okay. No more than 1/2 inch of the mouthpiece should be in your mouth. Your teeth and tongue should never touch the mouthpiece. So when you practice this again, make sure your teeth aren't touching and your tongue is not touching this mouthpiece. If you hear a click, too far. If you feel your tongue touching it, too far. All right. So now we have tongue and air. Start the tone by whispering into the mouthpiece. It's called tonguing. So check this out. If you think of t, 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 just do that for a little bit. T, 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 t. That's going to help you make change how long or short of a tone you're wanting to play. Sometimes you'll want to just blow for a long tone, or you'll want to tongue for a short. And notice my tongue controls my air. All right. So when I go, I can shut off the air, not from my chest, but with my tongue. My tongue controls if air is coming out of my mouth or not. Notice my tongue goes to the top, the roof of my mouth. That's what cuts off the air. Okay. Another thing about this is you have to breathe so lightly. This is not an instrument where you need to blow hard. Okay. For example, when I breathe, you can tell the difference between like cold and warm air coming out when you go. You're doing that, you're blowing too hard. But if you go and try and feel warm air coming out, that's the lightest amount of air you want. Okay. So, when you take a moment, remember left hand, right hand, pinky's not used, sitting up straight. You don't want to put your chin down to your chest because then you're cutting off all the air coming out. All right. So you got to keep your head up a little bit. As you see how she's playing right here. Nice and straight, shoulders relatively back, head not down, not up, just normal. Place it on your lower lip, bring your upper lip to cover up the hole, and then slow, warm air. Very nice. Now I want you to take some time to practice just making a slow, easy sound with all of the holes covered. If you hear yourself doing something like this, you're blowing too hard. Notice the difference. When I start blowing hard, it makes that squeak. That's not good. All right. And if you start hearing this, that means that the holes aren't completely covered. So this might sound silly, but just see how long you can make a nice, slow, low note by taking it out of your mouth, back in. If you can get into a habit of doing that and you don't make a squeak for 5 or 10 times, then you got it right. Practice with the tonguing. Oops, see, I blew too hard. Even then, even when I'm trying my best, I'll still squeak a little bit. That could either be that my fingers aren't completely covering the hole, or I'm blowing too hard, or both. There you go. Before we get too deep into learning about the recorder, I just want to take a moment to give you my opinion on music and learning an instrument. Friends, this should be fun. This should not be a stressful thing. Music is about exploring. It's about getting to know yourself, getting to know about different cultures, getting to know a different language, getting to know expressing feelings. So even though we're going to be talking about this is exactly how you hold your hands, and this is how you read the music, and this is how you play this, and it should be blah, blah, blah. None of that matters, because what really matters is just having fun exploring. When I practice, either guitar or piano or whatever, singing, when I practice, I'm having fun. I found a way to enjoy learning. So even though you might get stressed out that you can't make it sound right, or you don't think you understand it, or whatever, just understand. This is a part of an exploration. You're on a journey, and you have to enjoy that journey, whatever you're doing. So take some time, get to know your instrument, make it make good noises, make it make bad noises. Think about how that feels. Have fun with it. If your parents tell you to stop playing because it's getting too loud or annoying, well, then you gotta listen to your parents, of course. But have fun and explore. I look forward to being part of this journey with you.